So recently I had a little rough patch in my studying and found that I was having a very hard time doing well. Um, so I went back to my methods and started doing this again, and it seems to have helped. So just a reminder as to what I do, I've mentioned this on earlier videos, but if you just feel totally lost in the material, make a list of all the lectures. And after you've made a list of all the lectures, put the days of I guess, testing availability that you have at the bottom here. And then what you do is every day that you have, you keep track of how long you studied each lecture. And then you total the amount of hours you studied down here at the bottom. And that way you can see, you know, how much am I actually studying today. And you don't count time on here unless you actually spend it studying. So like, for example, right now I'm not studying, so I wouldn't count this time. You keep track of your time over here on your calendar. So you block out your day. See this? All these days blocked off. And then that way you kind of keep track of what you're going to do and plan for the day. And then as you do it, you just fill it into this little thing here. Then you create a little table that's based off of this data over here. You just select the data. Actually, you know what? I should probably make another video explaining how to make this thing, but oh well, I'll do that later. But anyway, you make a little table off this data, and then as you do the stuff, you just keep track of it. Here's some other things that I do. I have a study group with a number of other people. We get together and we break up all the lectures by person, so they make a study guide and learn the material on this particular lecture really well, and then they'll teach it to the rest of us, so they'll kind of find the high yield stuff. Then we go and we make a trigger document based off that, and this is the really high yield points out of this lecture. There's a real high yield points are there, and the things in red are things that were even mentioned in class, or that were like really made a big deal about. So what I do then is I go a step further and I take those things in red and I will make flashcards on them. I use something called Quizlet. So make all these flashcards and little facts, and I go through these flashcards, and every time that I get one right, I just pass by it, and if I get one wrong, I'll mark it red. So I know GAA is Friedreich's ataxia. So I didn't mark that one. But back here a little ways, there, that one. I couldn't remember what this was. I think it's something like cerebral pontine myelinolysis or something like that. Yeah, central pontine myelinolysis. So so now I would take off that, and I keep going through these over and over again until I get every single one of these little cards right. And these cards are based off of what is on here. So it's extremely organized. I guess mostly what's off of here, really high yield stuff. So it's extremely organized, and it helps me not to feel overwhelmed. And basically my objective is to at least look at all these cards, if not read the lecture, the study guide that my study partners gave to me every single day. So yesterday I did every previous lecture, and then I read some other ones very lightly. Today I'm planning to read those again and organize them more. And every day I increase, you know, what I put in there. And it's a lot of days. I mean, here I put in a 13-hour day. If you look back here on this log, I went light in the beginning, and then I didn't do very well. So I started putting in some serious hours here. And these aren't like me talking to people. This is straight up studying. And that helps. And I take Sundays off to spend with my family because I've got several kids, and also religious reasons. So this is what I do, and this helps me a lot, and helps me keep track of my time. And you know, I have some other resources I use. I use something called Picmonic. That's helpful. Another thing that I do is I'm keeping track of boards. So here's Picmonic. Try to do 10 Picmonics a day if I can. Here's questions. I'm using Kaplan's question bank that the school gave us. So I'm trying to do right now 45 questions a day. Today I did 200 though, because I had something special going on. So here's that Kaplan thing there, and then I have what else do I have going on here? First aid. So I go through my first aid book. You guys are probably familiar with that. And I also have doctors in training. And then I also have something called Pathoma. And I try to hit these every single day a little bit. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of hours. But overall, I think that it helps quite a bit. I'm someone who has to work hard to do well. And thanks for watching.